Hello, I'm going to make a quick recording here. I posted an announcement about how to fix your Revit libraries if they didn't download completely. So what I've given you is a link to the Google Drive that I use with BYU Idaho. It's going to take you to this Revit library here. If you go inside that library, it says show all the standard libraries that come with Revit. What you're going to want to do on this is when you get into this library is you want to download everything in there. So you can right click and download, or if you're inside and you know which ones you need, you can just download all these. Now, when you do that, it's going to compress them all into one file. It'll most likely download to your downloads folder. You'll need to go there and right click on that file and extract it into the location of your choosing. It is a little bit large. Once you get it installed in Revit, you can then delete it so it's not on there twice. But you will need to right click and hit extract files. It'll give the option as to where to extract those to, and then you can put them into your file. And this is how you then do that. So once you get it downloaded, you open it up in Windows or Files Explorer. It will look like this. And these are all the same folders that are in the Google Drive. And you're just going to open it up so you can see them all. And so they're on your computer in this window. Okay, now we're going to do a little flipping around here a minute. So I'm going to go in and actually open up Revit real quick so you can see how this process is done. It shouldn't take but a minute to load this. I'm just going to open up a blank file at this point because all I need to do is access where the files are. And there are multiple ways to get to these libraries, but I found that this is probably the easiest way to do a fix and a repair, especially if you have some that will give you the libraries like I'm doing here for you. So in this case, I'm using Revit 2022. If you're on 2021 or 2020, you're going to be just fine. It's really, this isn't what the class is about. We're just getting there. So then do a new project, and then just use the architectural template and hit OK. Now, once I'm in here, and this is loaded up all the way, the first thing I'll do is make sure I'm in the architectural tab. I'm going to select component. From component, it's going to bring up in the properties browser whatever's here. It doesn't matter what's here. In this case, it's a desk. What matters is that you go to edit type, and that's to bring up your type properties. And then when they go to load. Now load takes you into where the libraries are. And so if you're back a folder and you've got all of these partial folders, you want to make sure you're in the English Imperial. And that opens this up. The English plain one is in metric. And then you go back to your file explorer where we have all of your folders, and you can either drag them over one at a time, or what I've done here is Control A, select them all and drag them all over and drop them. Just drag and drop. It'll then ask you if you want to overwrite existing files, say no, and then it'll just add what you're missing. You don't want to have any duplicates. So you just put it in there and do not copy or make additional copies. And then your library is repaired and you're off and running. Hopefully this is helpful to you, and we can work through that and make things work a little better for you. Someone was asking earlier about where the north arrows are. I wish I could say I could find them easily. I don't use the Revit north arrows, but you can find them in the annotations folder. And there are two. There's a north arrow that just highlights one of the points, or there's an actual arrow. And those will work just fine. They're in annotations. Hopefully this is helpful to you. And we'll get back to doing what we need to do best, which is learning how to deal with all the documents you have to deal with. Please let me know if you have questions.